welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, I'm Misha, and if you're coming back, thank you. Like, you have no idea, like, really, thank you for coming back. So, if you don't know and this is your first time, this is going to be part 3 of a story time that I'm currently sharing. So make sure that you check that description box so that way you can get caught up in part 1 and 2 before you watch part 3, because the story is getting juicy. We're getting into it. And if you are ready, I love your guesses from last week. Everybody that DM'd me, the people who comment down here, like, thank you so much. You have no idea. I do have one public service announcement. Please stay hydrated during these times. If you are in a hot climate like I am, please stay hydrated. Remember, your body needs hydration to stay alive, so please stay hydrated. With that being said, thank you for your guesses, and I'm sure you don't want to hear me ramble on in this part. You want to get to the story. So let's get into the story. Here's April 31st, part 3. Okay, now that we're in our comfy spot, I honestly love reading here during the winter because there's like these big windows that you guys obviously can't see. But during the summer, it's kind of hot. So keep that in mind. I'm a little warm right now. With that being said, let's jump into April 31st, part 3 in our comfortable reading area, and let's get into the story. Are you ready? I know I am. Now I know that the smell masses them. Something about April 31st must allow them to retain their sweet smell longer. I wish I could do research on that day to see what the weather conditions are like, but since to the world that day doesn't exist, I can't. There's something special about that day. I hear the nurse walking up to my door. Clara, it's almost 2 a.m. You need to get some sleep. I didn't realize how late it was. Sorry, I didn't know, I tell her. Clara, did you turn off the volume on your clock? She walks over to the clock to clearly see that I did. This nurse is my least favorite. I can tell by the way she shuffles that she's a little bit heavier than the other nurses. And I think she has a complex because she's always really mean to me. Maybe it was getting on my nerves, shouting the time at me every hour or so, I tell her. Of course it is. That's its job. She turns the volume on the clock back on and walks out the door. I really can't stand her. Clara, there are some police here to speak to you, the doctor says. I get out of bed and the doctor leads me into the common room. Hi, Clara. I'm Officer Howard. I stick my hand out to shake his hand. Hello, officer. I'm assuming that you're here about Julie. He shakes my hand and I can hear him take a gasp. He was surprised I knew why he was here. Yes, actually, your friend Julie was reported missing. It seems she went missing over a week ago, and yet she appears here on your visitor's log just a few days ago. May I ask about her visit? The officer asks me. So she was reported missing. Everything I feared was true. That wasn't Julie. Yes, you can ask me anything you would like. I will do my best to help, I say as I sit down. I have a feeling this is going to be a long conversation. Thank you. So, can you tell me how Julie seemed? How was her appearance? Did she seem, The officer stops talking. It's okay. I'm blind. I can't see her appearance. I understand what you're asking. You want to know if I noticed anything off about her, right? I'm trying to put the young officer at ease. Yes, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. My mother is blind and she hated it when people would ask her how things looked. He clears his throat. I can tell he's trying to keep from tearing up. That sound is unmistakable. Your mother was blind? Can she see now? I ask him. His phrasing was just a little off. To be honest, she passed away a few years ago, in a place not much different than this. I can hear his voice shifting like he's moving his head around, most likely looking at the place that we are in. May I ask how she ended up in a place like this? I have a feeling he needs to talk about it. She swore my little brother came to her. He told her to go with him. She said I went with him and she was afraid I was different. She turned on all of us. I feel myself holding my breath. She didn't go like I didn't go. Your little brother, is he dead? He came on April 31st, didn't he? I ask. I'm not alone. How did you know? He asks me. Ask the doctors why I'm here. They tell me that it's not possible. The April 31st doesn't exist, but it did. Your mother knew, and so do I. I didn't go with my brother either because of the smell. I tell him, the smell, it was unnaturally sweet, right? He knows. His mother told him. Someone else knows. Yes, I scream. I'm jumping up and down for joy. I'm not crazy. Clara, calm down, the nurse tells me. I'm not crazy. The aliens came on April 31st and I am not alone. I scream at her. I feel the guards grab my arms. I feel the needle pierce my skin as my body starts to go limp. It's okay because now I know I'm not alone. Someone else remembers. And that is part 3 of April 31st. What do you guys think? Do you think that this officer is going to be a good thing for Clara? Do you think it's going to be a bad thing? Do you think the aliens are real? Do you think Julie's playing into it? What do you guys think happened? I want to hear in the comments below. DM me. I love hearing your guys' guesses. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Oh, right, before I forget, make sure that you subscribe, hit that like button so I know that you like the story. Give me any suggestions in that comment box below. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, subscribe, and I will see you next week.